Did you know the average driver wastes over $1,800 every year on unnecessary car expenses because of myths they believe are true? That's enough to fund a vacation or build an emergency fund just by knowing what's actually costing you in the car world. In today's video, I'm breaking down the 7 biggest car myths that are literally taking money out of your pocket right now. You'll discover common misconceptions about maintenance schedules, premium fuels, and aftermarket parts that might be draining your wallet. I've been guilty of some of these myself and was shocked to learn how much I could save. Stay tuned for eye-opening facts and actionable money-saving tips. Number 1. The 3,000-mile oil change scam. Did you know you might be changing your oil 2 to 3 times more often than you actually need to? This little maintenance myth isn't just wasting your time. It's draining your wallet in a major way. In fact, this one misconception alone could be costing you hundreds every year without providing any benefit to your car. For decades, quick lube shops and dealerships have hammered into our heads that we need to change our oil every 3,000 miles or risk total engine destruction. They've got those little windshield stickers, the reminder postcards, and the scary warnings about how your engine is basically going to explode if you go even 3,001 miles between changes. But here's the truth. This advice is completely outdated. It's like someone giving you tips on how to care for your horse and buggy when you're driving a modern F-150. This 3,000-mile rule emerged from a completely different era of automotive technology. Back in the 1940s through the 1980s, engines were far less sophisticated and relied on basic petroleum-based oils that broke down quickly. Those older engines, especially in work trucks, operated under tough conditions that caused faster oil degradation. The 3,000-mile recommendation made perfect sense then, but continuing to follow it today is exactly like trying to use a rotary phone to check your Instagram when you have a smartphone in your pocket. Modern engines and today's synthetic oils have completely changed the game. Your truck's engine is designed with precision engineering that simply wasn't possible decades ago. Popular trucks like the Ford F-150 now have recommended oil change intervals of 7,500 to 10,000 miles, sometimes even longer when using full synthetic oil. That's more than triple the old school recommendation. This evolution means you're literally throwing away money by sticking to outdated maintenance schedules. Let's break down what this means for your wallet. If you're paying about $75 per oil change and your truck's manufacturer actually recommends changes every 7,500 miles, following the outdated 3,000-mile rule means you're spending $300 annually instead of $150. That's $150 thrown away every single year on completely unnecessary maintenance. So why does this myth persist so stubbornly? Follow the money. Quick lube shops and dealership service departments have a massive financial incentive to keep you coming back more frequently than necessary. Every time you roll in for an early oil change, that's pure profit for them. If everyone suddenly started following their actual manufacturer recommendations, these businesses would see their oil change revenue cut in half overnight. The financial impact of this myth grows substantially over time. Over 10 years of truck ownership, this one misconception could cost you $1,500 or more, money that could have gone toward actual necessary repairs or maintenance. The solution is surprisingly simple. Check your owner's manual. That book in your glove compartment that nobody ever reads contains your manufacturer's specific recommendations for oil type, viscosity, and change intervals based on extensive testing of your exact engine model. Those recommendations are almost certainly much longer than 3,000 miles. Once you know your actual interval, set reminders based on these numbers, not what the quick lube sticker says. And remember, the manufacturer's recommendation already includes a healthy safety margin. You're not risking anything by following the guidelines developed by the very engineers who designed your car's engine. Number 2, premium gas, the high-octane money pit. While you're checking that owner's manual for oil change intervals, flip to the fuel section and prepare for a shock. That premium gas you've been pumping to take better care of your truck, for most vehicles, is literally money vanishing into thin air with every fill up. Let me guess, you've been choosing premium because it sounds better, right? Premium must be superior to regular, just like first class beats economy. Here's the reality check. Unless your vehicle specifically requires premium fuel, you're basically setting your money on fire at the pump each week. Premium fuel costs about 50 cents more per gallon than regular. For what exactly? Well, that's the kicker. For most trucks and cars on the road today, absolutely nothing. Zero, nada, no performance gain, no better fuel economy, no engine protection, just a lighter wallet and maybe a warm, fuzzy feeling that you're somehow treating your vehicle better. Here's the science behind it. Premium gas has a higher octane rating, typically 91 or higher compared to regular's 87. What octane actually measures is the fuel's resistance to pre-ignition or knocking. In high compression engines, like those in some luxury or high performance vehicles, this higher octane prevents the fuel air mixture from igniting before the spark plug fires, which could damage the engine. But modern engines that don't have high compression ratios or turbochargers don't need that extra knock resistance. In a standard F-150 or similar car or truck designed to run on regular gas, that extra octane rating does nothing. The fuel burns exactly the same way, whether it's 87 or 93 octane. The bottom line is crystal clear. Using premium in a regular fuel vehicle is simply throwing money away, and it adds up faster than you might think. Let's calculate what this misconception is costing you. When you fill a typical 15-gallon tank with premium instead of regular, you're spending about $7.50 extra per fill-up. If you fill up once a week, that's $390 wasted annually. The evidence against premium is overwhelming. Automotive engineers and fuel specialists unanimously confirm that using premium fuel in vehicles designed for regular gas provides zero performance advantages. So why does this myth persist? Clever marketing is a big part of it. Oil companies can't legally claim premium gas improves performance in engines designed for regular fuel, so they market it with vague terms like ultimate or superior cleaning power. They're banking on the psychological association between premium and better, the same reason we instinctively reach for premium options in other areas of life. The marketing often suggests premium gas will clean your engine better, but this is misleading too. All gasoline, regular, mid-grade, and premium contains detergents to prevent carbon buildup. These detergents are required by law. If your engine genuinely needs cleaning, a professional service is the solution, not paying extra at the pump. Here's a simple test to know if you need premium. Check your owner's manual or look inside your fuel door. If it says premium fuel required, then yes, you need to use it. If it says premium fuel recommended, you can usually use regular gas with perhaps a slight decrease in performance or fuel economy. This one change, switching from premium to regular in a vehicle that doesn't require premium, could save you nearly $400 a year. That's thousands of dollars over the lifetime of your car, all for making a simple, science-backed decision at the pump. One final note. There's a common misconception that premium gas gives your vehicle more power. The reality is that in engines designed for regular gas, the power output remains exactly the same, regardless of octane rating. As automotive specialists put it, if your engine isn't designed for it, premium fuel won't give you extra power or efficiency. Number 3. Dealer service centers versus independent mechanics, the truth about quality. Just when you thought premium gas was the biggest money drain in your automotive life, I've got another financial black hole to expose. That fancy dealership service center with the leather couches and cappuccino machine? It's basically a resort with a repair shop attached, and you're paying for all those amenities whether you want them or not. Ever notice how the dealer technician always manages to find 3 or 4 critical issues during your routine oil change? There's a reason for that, and it's not because they're more thorough. It's because they're working on commission and have service quotas to meet. That's not conspiracy talk, that's just how the business model works. Here's the myth many car owners have bought into. Only dealer service centers have the special tools, factory-trained technicians, and genuine parts needed to properly maintain your vehicle. It sounds reasonable, right? After all, who would know your car better than the people who sold it to you? Let's talk dollars and cents, because that's what really matters. Take a timing belt replacement, something every vehicle needs eventually. At a dealership, you might pay around $1,200 for this service. The exact same job at a quality independent shop will run you $700 to $800. That's using identical parts and following the same procedure, just without the fancy waiting room markup. The pricing gap is substantial. When Consumer Reports surveyed repair costs, they found independent shops consistently charge 30 to 60% less than dealerships for identical repairs. The myth of dealer superiority becomes particularly expensive over the long term. A car owner exclusively using dealer service centers can easily spend $3,000 to $5,000 more over 5 years than someone using quality independent shops. That's a nice vacation or a serious upgrade to your truck's actual performance. Reputable independent shops stay current with the latest diagnostic equipment and technical information. They have VIN scanners, digital diagnostic software, and access to the same technical service bulletins that dealerships receive. The days when dealers had exclusive access to information or tools are long gone. Warranty work should be done at the dealer since they're being reimbursed by the manufacturer. But using an independent shop for regular maintenance cannot void your warranty. That's protected by federal law. Just keep your receipts to prove you've maintained the vehicle according to schedule. The smart move? Find a well-reviewed independent shop with ASE certified technicians for your routine maintenance and repairs. Save the dealer visits for warranty work or truly specialized procedures unique to your vehicle. The right independent shop will provide equal or better quality work at a significantly lower price. Number 4, fuel additives and engine flushes. Snake oil in a bottle. Now, here's something the auto industry doesn't want you talking about. Those miracle potions promising to transform your engine from tired to terrific overnight. You've seen them lined up on shelves, packaged in sleek bottles with lightning bolts and power graphics, each one promising mind-blowing results that sound almost too good to be true. That's because they are. Ever wonder why that parts store cashier is weirdly enthusiastic about selling you a $20 bottle of fuel system cleaner? They're motivated by profit margins, not genuine concern for your fuel injectors. These additives are liquid gold for retailers, with markups exceeding 1,000% in some cases. That bottle costing you $15 to $20? It might contain mere pennies worth of actual chemicals mixed with expensive water. It's essentially designer water for your car, paying premium prices for something with minimal actual value. Since 1995, all gasoline sold in America legally must contain detergents specifically designed to keep fuel systems clean. The primary function of most fuel additives is already handled by the fuel itself. The detergents in regular pump gas are specifically engineered to prevent carbon buildup and maintain engine cleanliness. When you pour in that extra bottle of cleaner, you're doubling up on something you've already paid for. What really burns me up about these products is the marketing. Boosts power by up to 20%. Increases MPG, extends engine life. These claims sound fantastic, but notice the carefully worded up to phrasing that gives them wiggle room when the product inevitably fails to deliver. If these additives actually provided game-changing results, fuel companies would already include them in their gasoline as a massive competitive advantage. Engine flushes represent another service shop's push with terrifying warnings about sludge buildup and extended engine life. These procedures typically cost between $100 to $150, with shops claiming they'll remove harmful deposits. For vehicles that receive regular oil changes, these services provide virtually no benefit. Independent testing laboratories have consistently shown these procedures offer minimal advantages for properly maintained engines. The financial math is brutal. If you're using a $20 fuel additive quarterly and getting an annual engine flush at $150, you're spending around $230 a year in unnecessary expenses. Over a 5-year period, that's $1,150 wasted on treatments your vehicle simply doesn't need. Automotive engineering departments have run controlled tests on these products for decades and consistently found that, for properly maintained vehicles, these additives provide negligible benefits. Companies selling these products know this, which is why you'll almost never see specific, measurable claims with actual scientific backing on their packaging. Instead, they use subjective terms like improves and enhances without concrete numbers. These products target our insecurities effectively. We all want our vehicles to last longer and run better. We want to believe there's a simple solution in a bottle that can undo years of wear or compensate for maintenance we might have missed. These companies excel at selling hope in a bottle with a hefty markup attached. There are specific situations where certain additives might help address a particular problem. If you're experiencing a specific issue diagnosed by a mechanic who recommends a particular treatment, that's one thing. But using these products preventatively in a well-maintained vehicle is like taking antibiotics when you're perfectly healthy, unnecessary, and potentially harmful in the long run. The smarter approach: stick with quality fuel from reputable stations. Follow your manufacturer's recommended maintenance schedule for oil changes and filter replacements. Number 5, the cold weather warm-up waste. Speaking of following manufacturer recommendations, here's a winter ritual most drivers get completely backward. That morning warm-up you've been doing since you got your license? For every 90-day winter season, those 10-minute idle sessions waste nearly $100 in fuel and actually prevent your engine from reaching optimal temperature. Let's clear up one of the most persistent myths in winter, driving the idea that you need to let your car idle for 5 to 10 minutes before hitting the road on cold mornings. We've all done it, standing there freezing our butts off while watching exhaust clouds billow up, convinced we're doing our engines a favor. But here's the kicker: that ritual is actually hurting both your wallet and your engine. This misconception stems from the days when carburetors were standard in vehicles before the mid-1980s, when extended warm-ups were legitimately necessary for proper fuel vaporization and efficient combustion. The game changer was fuel injection technology. Modern fuel-injected engines use computerized systems that spray fuel directly into the cylinders with extreme precision. This fundamental design change revolutionized how engines handle cold starts, making those long idle periods completely unnecessary. Yet somehow, this costly habit got passed down through generations of drivers like sacred knowledge. Think of your idling truck as a money furnace, burning cash with zero return on investment. When your truck sits idling for 10 minutes each frosty morning, it burns approximately a quarter gallon of fuel. During a typical 90-day winter season, that's 22.5 gallons of fuel literally going up in smoke about $90 at $4 per gallon. That could stay in your pocket for more important expenses. The financial waste is only part of the problem. Extended idling creates several mechanical issues too. When your engine idles cold, fuel can contaminate your oil, reducing its ability to properly lubricate and protect vital engine components. This contamination accelerates wear and tear on everything from pistons to valves. The very practice you thought was protecting your engine is actually causing it to wear out faster. The science makes perfect sense when you think about it. An idling engine operates at its lowest possible power output, generating minimal heat. However, when you drive gently, the engine works harder, producing more heat that quickly brings everything to optimal operating temperature. As one automotive engineer put it, cold starts are when the most engine wear happens, which means the faster you can get your engine to proper operating temperature, the better. The data confirms this. The best way to warm up your car is to begin driving gently after starting it. This is the consensus among automotive engineers who specialize in cold weather operation. By driving gently right away, rather than idling, you help your engine reach optimal temperature faster while dramatically reducing both fuel consumption and emissions. Why does this costly myth persist? Partly because it actually was true for older vehicles, and practical knowledge often lags behind technological advances. There's also something psychologically satisfying about the ritual. It feels like you're doing something proactive to care for your vehicle. But the science and economics simply don't support the practice anymore. Number 6, insurance myths, red cars, ticket forgiveness, and other costly misconceptions. Now that we've saved you money on unnecessary idling, let's talk about something that might be draining your wallet all year round. Do you think the bright red car in your driveway is jacking up your insurance rates? Prepare to be shocked, because insurance companies don't actually care what color your vehicle is. That's right, they don't even ask for this information on your application. What they do care about might surprise you even more. Insurance companies operate like math wizards behind the scenes, using complex algorithms to figure out exactly how much of a risk you are. When you apply for coverage, they examine factors like your vehicle's make, model, year, and engine size. not whether it's fire engine red or midnight black. Your driving history matters significantly, but what other hidden factors might be doubling your rate without you even realizing it? Speaking of misunderstandings, many drivers believe their first ticket gets forgiven and won't affect their rates. Insurance companies benefit from this misconception as they can quietly raise your premiums without you questioning it. Even a single minor moving violation can increase your rates by 20 to 30% depending on your state and provider. That seemingly harmless speeding ticket might cost you hundreds over the next 3 years. Beyond these factors, your occupation significantly affects your rates. Insurance companies consider certain jobs higher risk than others and charge accordingly. Delivery drivers, journalists, and real estate agents often pay more than teachers or accountants. This factor alone can create a 10 to 15% difference in your premiums, yet most drivers remain unaware that their job title is costing them. Then there's the so-called loyalty discount. While you might expect staying with the same company for years would earn you better rates, the opposite often occurs. Insurance companies use price optimization, identifying customers unlikely to shop around so they can gradually increase their rates. Loyal customers end up subsidizing the discounts given to new customers who compare quotes. These misconceptions compound over time. Insurance experts confirm that misunderstandings about what drives your rates cost car owners between $5,000 and $10,000 in unnecessary premiums over a decade. What's particularly frustrating is how insurance companies perpetuate these myths. They spend billions on advertising focused on convenience, mascots, and humor, rather than educating consumers about what truly affects their rates. When was the last time you saw a commercial explaining that your credit score matters more than your driving record? You can fight back by shopping for new quotes every 1 to 2 years. This prevents companies from gradually hiking your rates and ensures you're not overpaying. Additionally, match your coverage to your vehicle's actual value. If your car is worth less than $4,000, comprehensive and collision coverage often costs more than the maximum payout you'd receive, essentially betting against yourself with terrible odds. Number 7, the trade-in every 3 years money drain. Speaking of betting against yourself with terrible odds, let's talk about the single most expensive financial mistake car owners make on autopilot. That shiny new truck might feel like a smart investment every 3 years, but what if that regular trade-in habit is silently stealing your retirement fund? You know the drill. You're cruising around in your 3-year-old vehicle when the dealership sends that friendly reminder. Time for an upgrade, we'll make it easy. The sales pitch sounds reasonable. Avoid future repair costs, get the latest safety features, and maintain that new car feeling. It practically sounds like financial wisdom. Wrong. Dead wrong. The math behind this common practice is absolutely brutal. The moment you drive your brand new $40,000 car off the lot, it loses value faster than an ice cream cone on a summer day. By year 3, that truck is worth only about $24,000, meaning you've lost a staggering $16,000 to depreciation alone. This depreciation is like a slow financial hemorrhage, draining your wealth day by day while you drive around unaware. And that's not even counting all the interest you paid on your loan during those 3 years. This creates what financial experts call a cycle of negative equity, where your loan balance exceeds your car's actual value. It's like being underwater on your mortgage, except this house has wheels and keeps losing value. Each time you trade in, you're essentially locking in these massive depreciation losses and starting the painful cycle all over again. Now, compare this 3-year cycle to keeping your truck for 8 to 10 years. Here's where things get interesting. After that initial steep depreciation curve in the first few years, the rate of value loss slows way down. Your truck might go from $24,000 at year 3 to $15,000 at year 8, a much smaller loss spread over 5 additional years of ownership. The financial difference between these two approaches is mind-blowing. Let's do the math. The 3-year trade-in approach over 15 years means 5 trucks and approximately $80,000 lost to depreciation. The 8 to 10-year ownership approach cuts those losses by more than half. The difference exceeds $50,000 over a decade, enough to fund a college education or significantly boost your retirement savings. Regarding the reliability concern, modern vehicles are engineered to last 200,000 miles or more with proper maintenance. According to automotive reliability experts, the durability of today's components has made the frequent trade-in argument largely obsolete. Even if you spend $3,000 on repairs in years 4 through 8, that's still dramatically less than the $16,000 plus depreciation hit from trading in. The repair costs versus depreciation losses comparison isn't even close. What's particularly insidious about this myth is how effectively it's marketed to us. Dealers just make it seem like the responsible adult thing to do. Stay in a reliable vehicle, keep your family safe, avoid repair headaches. They make the paperwork easy, offering to roll your negative equity into the new loan. But make no mistake, this convenience comes at an extraordinary cost to your long-term financial health. Instead of following this expensive conventional wisdom, consider this approach. Buy a 2 to 3 year old vehicle. Let someone else take that initial depreciation hit. Maintain it properly and plan to keep it for at least 8 to 10 years or 150,000 plus miles. Find a good independent mechanic, set aside a small repair fund, and enjoy years of drastically reduced transportation costs. The financial impact of this approach compounds dramatically over time. All right, folks, let's talk about the actual money at stake here. Over your lifetime, car ownership will drain over $500,000 from your wallet when you add up everything: depreciation, fuel, insurance, all that stuff. But here's the kicker. A huge chunk of that is completely avoidable. Every dollar you save by avoiding these myths becomes money that could be invested, growing for your retirement, your kids' college fund, or whatever financial goals you've set. Transportation costs directly impact your long-term financial success. Take action today, identify which myths are costing you, and redirect that money toward building real wealth. Share your savings wins in the comments.